welcome to Gourmet to Stay, episode 17. This week we're taking a look at a dish that's so good it might be evil.
It is a dish so delicious some might find it unnatural. It will lead you to the dark side.
This week's combo is something I never thought of before, but it just seems so natural. We're going to combine the herby deliciousness of a chimichurri sauce with that creamy goodness of a carbonara. This will be the first time we're making any homemade pasta on this show, so I'm very excited. Just that extra effort can send your dish into outer space. Now I'm really excited to try the dish this week, so let's get cooking. Let's begin our dish with some fresh herbs and garlic. That'll set up the basis for our chimichurri. Though it's not the most labor-intensive of steps, I like to do this first because the longer that chimichurri marinates, the more of a vibrant flavor you'll get. You can find so many variants of chimichurri, but this one's just very simple. It just brings out the herbs and makes for a really fresh flavor. While we let the flavors in this chimichurri meld, it's time to make some homemade pasta. You just want to keep working it until it absorbs all that flour. Make me feel better about cleaning up this mess by subscribing. To help with the cohesion, you can occasionally wet your hands, and that just adds enough moisture to make sure that it all gets into a tactile dough. Wrap it once you're done and let it sit for at least an hour to let the gluten work. While that dough rests, we're going to cook up some bacon. You don't want to cook it until it's super crisp. You just want a nice little bit of crunch on the outside and browned because we want this to be able to be poked by our fork and not just crumble. The most labor-intensive part of the process is making your noodles. I'm using a hand crank pasta maker, and it'll make my life much easier but still be a very painstaking and long process. I think this took me about a total of a half an hour, 45 minutes. But in the end, it's all worth it. You end up with a flavor and chew from this pasta that you just can't find in a boxed version. Fresh pasta cooks incredibly fast, so let's prepare our carbonara mix first. With eggs, pecorino, and parmesan, this dish gives you so much creaminess without cream, so much nuttiness without nuts, and so much earthiness without dirt, I guess. Make sure to cook that pasta very quickly and just scoop it right out and into a bowl because you want to use some of that reserved pasta water and heat to finish the dish. That residual heat from the pasta is what keeps this dish going. You're going to just stir in those eggs and just keep tossing and tossing until you get the consistency that you want. So now we'll just swirl a nice portion on the plate. Grate some fresh pecorino romano over top and add a couple sprigs of that fresh parsley until we're done. Ready to serve and always ready to please. This dish is delicious and keeps you coming back for seconds and thirds. You know Thelma can never say no. Try it at home and you'll be pleasantly surprised, even if these things look a little evil.
something, something.